This is the Apostolic Letters, and it is the first lecture, the introduction and overview. We're going to be touching on maybe a different subject for a lot of us, and those are the Apostolic or Catholic Letters. The term Catholic is a small c because it means universal. Universal letters. So I think it's important. I mean, we're going to be obviously covering, and we have covered some of the letters of Paul, which make up the majority of the letters in the New Testament, but we have 7 letters today that kind of take a different tack. They still teach doctrine. They still give us information that we need, practical application, especially James and curbing the tongue and that kind of thing. But it's going to be, I think, a very interesting semester studying these 7 letters. 3 of these were written by the Apostle John. One of them was written by Jude, most probably a close kinsman of the Lord, probably brother of James. James, also not James the Apostle, but James, the head of the church in Jerusalem, also a close kin of the Lord. And Peter, 2 letters by Peter, the Apostle. Okay. Now, what's the difference between the Pauline letters, the letters from Paul, and the so-called Catholic Apostolic epistles or letters? Well, the main difference is Paul's letters take their title from the place that they're sent to. So the Ephesians, the Colossians, the Galatians, right? The Romans. Whereas instead, the Universal Catholic Apostolic letters take the name of the person who wrote them. So they're not named after the recipient, they're named after the person who is sending the letter, right? They're also called universal letters because they're probably not directed to one specific congregation. They're more meant to be sort of circular letters, newsletters. Today we would even call them encyclicals in a certain way. You know, letters that are meant to be circulated and most probably read in the assembly, read out loud. There's many references to doing what you hear as opposed to doing what you read. So we can assume that these letters, all of these letters, well, except for the ones directed to specific individuals, and we'll go through those, were meant to be read in the liturgical assembly of the early church. Does that make sense? So, obviously, the letter to the Hebrews is not one of the letters that we're going to be discussing this semester, but the letter to the Hebrews is a similar letter like that, which kind of is almost like a homily. If you stand up and if you read it, you know it takes about 45 minutes to read. You know, it's one of those things that you can tell that they were directed to certain audience, to be read in a liturgical context.